Namaste everyone. So I'm going to read Book 1, Chapter 15 on the dispassion of Sukha and the instructions of Bhagavati to Hari. Om Vakratuna Maha Kaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Niraviganam Gunavika Sarvakari Sushadva Om Ekadantaya Vidmam Vakratundaya Dhimantanti Om Gam Ganapati Om Gam Ganapati Namah Hari Om Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vidyarupinna Samshita Namastase 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 Om Namo Namo Jagannatha Vidyavardhani Maha Saraswati Namo Kalyani Mata Saraswati Namaste Hamsa 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 Bhavam Sati Om Saraswati Saraswati Om Hari Hari Om Saraswati Hari Om. That's it. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Eva Meshu Guru Sakshat Tasmai Shri Hari Om. Hearing these words of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva said, O father, I do not like at all to take to our householder's life, as I see clearly that it fastens men as a cord fastens animals, and is a source of incessant pain. O father, where can you expect happiness from a householder who is always loaded with anxiety? How and whence to get wealth? Those who have greed for wealth oppress their poor relatives, even and extort money. Even one who is the Lord of the three worlds, who is their Indra, he also is not so happy as a beggar that has no desires. See then, who else can be happy in this world? Whenever an ascetic is seen to practice severe asceticism, Indra, the lord of the Devas, becomes anxious and sorry and raises various obstacles in his way. See also that Brahma is not happy with his big samsara, his creation, which is his house. Bhagavan Vishnu, though he has got his beautiful Kamala, the presiding deity of all wealth and prosperity, is always suffering, since he is incessantly engaged in fighting with the Asuras, and though he is the husband of Lakshmi and full of prosperity, he practices almost every now and then terrible asceticism with great care and earnestness. So who else is there who is possessed of constant happiness? I know also Bhagavan Shankara too suffers incessant troubles and has to fight against the Daityas. So then, O father, how can a poor householder be happy when the rich householder cannot sleep happily with his constant care for wealth? O highly fortunate one, knowing full well this truth of the world, why are you plunging me, your son, in this terrible samsara full of pains and agonies? O father, what shall I say to you about the miseries of the world? There is pain in birth, pain in old age, pain in death, and pain in the life of the womb, full of urines and feces, but the pain arising from desires and greed is more terrible than all the pains mentioned above, and then the pains experienced while asking for them are greater than the pangs of death. Alas, there is no other way for the Brahmins to earn their livelihood than to accept gifts from others. Therefore, the Brahmins have to suffer daily death-like pangs in having to wait in expectation from others. Can there be anything more regrettable than this? The Brahmanas studying all the Vedas and Dharma Sastras and acquiring wisdom have got, alas, to go to the rich and praise them in expectation of some money. Carefully, O father, if one does not become a householder, then what care is there to feed one's own belly? If there be contentment in the mind, and how the belly can be filled with leaves, roots, and fruits, but if there be wife, sons, and grandsons, and many dependent relatives, then to feed them all, much trouble and anxiety are experienced. So how can you expect, O father, perfect happiness in the world? So teach me, O father, the sastras on yoga and eternal truth that will give perfect happiness. No advice in karma kanda, the series of actions, will bring me pleasure. Now advise me how the karmas can be exhausted. how the root of the three sorts of karmas, sanchita, prarabdha, and vartamana, giving torments of birth, death, etc. The avidya, the great ignorance, can be destroyed. The fools do not understand how the women suck the blood out of persons like leeches, for they get themselves deluded by their gestures and postures. The lady of the house, whom the people call Kanta, the beautiful one, seal away the semen virile, the strength and energy in the way of giving them happiness as sexual intercourse, and their minds and wealth and everything by their crooked love conversations. So see what greater thief can there be than a woman. In my opinion, those that are ignorant are certainly deluded by the Creator. They accept wife to destroy their own pleasure of happiness. They can never understand that the woman can never be the source of pleasure. They are the source of all miseries. Hearing these words of Sukha, Vyasa became merged in the deep sea of cares and anxieties, thinking what to do then. The incessant tears of pain flowed from his eyes. His whole body began to shiver and his mind became too much worried. Saying this distressed and sorrowful state of his father, Sukadeva, with eyes full of wonder, said, "Oh, what a power has Maya got! Oh, he whose words are accepted by all with great love and care as equivalent to the Vedas, who is the author of the Vedanta Darshana, and before whom nothing is veiled in ignorance, or that greatest Pandit, the knower of all the tattvas, is now deluded by Maya. Oh, what is that Maya who has been able to delude Vyasadeva, the son of Satyavati, so skilled in the knowledge of Brahma Vidya? I also do not know how, with what great care, one is to practice sadhana towards her. Alas, he who has composed 18 Mahapuranas and the great Mahabharata, who has divided the Vedas in 4 parts, the same Vedavyas, has today been deluded by the power of Maya. What to speak of other persons? Oh, Maya has deluded Brahma, Vishnu, Maheswara, and others, and the whole universe. Then who is there in the 3 worlds that is not fascinated by her influence? I therefore take refuge unto the internal governess, the Devi Mahamaya. Oh, what powerful power she wields! By her own might power, she has kept God even under her control, who is omniscient and the controller of all. The Pandits who know the Puranas say that Vyasadeva is born of the part of Vishnu, but see the wonder that he is today plunged in the sea of delusion, like a merchant whose ship has been wrecked. Alas, how great is the wonderful power of Maya! The all-knowing Vyasa is today under the control of Maya and is weeping like an ordinary man. So I have come to the firm conclusion that the wise Pandits are incapable to surpass the strength of Maya. What a great error arises through the power of Maya! See, indeed, who is he and who am I? What for we have come here? There is no certainty, nothing whatsoever about that. And see also how he has got the nice idea of father on his body and the idea of his son in my body that are composed of 5 elements. This is now quite evident to me that when the Brahmin Maharishi Krishna Dvaipanayan is weeping under the influence of Maya, she is the strongest of all. Even those who are skilled in the great Maya fall under her prey. And then Sukadeva bowed down mentally to the Devi, Mahamaya, who is the creatrix of Brahma and the other Devas, and who is the controller of them all, and then began to speak the following auspicious words, pregnant with reason, to his father Vyasadeva, greatly distressed and plunged in the sea of sorrows. O father, you are exceedingly fortunate, for you are the son of the high soul Parasara, and you yourself are the instructor of real truth, the Tattva Jnana to all persons. So, O Lord, why are you giving vent to sorrows like an ordinary bewildered man? O Mahabhagya, Why are you plunging yourself in this great error, though you are though you are a high-hold personage? See, it is quite true that now I am born as your son, but this I don't know what relation existed between you and me in my previous birth. So, O highly intelligent one, open your eyes of wisdom and be patient. Do not throw yourself in vain in the sea of sorrows. All this universe is like a net of delusion. Knowing this, abandon all your grief. Why are you feeling yourself so much weak and distressed? For your attachment towards your son. Hunger is satisfied by eating something, and thirst is satisfied by drinking of water. Hunger is not satisfied by seeing the sun. So the organ of scent is satisfied by smelling sweet scents, and the organ of hearing is satisfied by hearing sweet music. And when thirst arises to enjoy woman, that is satisfied only by sexual intercourse. But what satisfaction can a son give? So what shall I do to you by remaining as your son? The son, in fact, is not the cause of any satisfaction to oneself. For this reason, in ancient days, the poor Brahmin Ajigartha gave his son to the king Harishchandra for necessary equivalent price in money, who wanted a man for his sacrifice, where human beings are to be sacrificed as victims. In fact, those things that are urgently required as necessities give happiness, and all these articles can be obtained by wealth. So if you want to enjoy happiness, then earn money. Of what use shall I be to you as your son? O Muni, you can see subtle things as you are greatly intelligent. So I pray to you to look upon me as your son and open my eyes of wisdom, that I can be free from this womb of birth. O sinless one, to get a human birth in this land of karma in India is very difficult. Again, to get a Brahmin birth is extremely rare. So when I have got this so very rare birth, why shall I spend my time in vain? O Father, though I have served many spiritual teachers, fraught with wisdom for many years, yet the firm idea I am, as it were, bound up in this net of samsara, the notion covered with darkness of ignorance caused by desires, this net of samsara does not leave me. When the son Sukadeva of extraordinary power and intelligence spoke thus, Vyasa saw that his son was strongly inclined to take to the fore ashram, that of sannyasa, and spoke thus: O son, if your mind has become so, then read Bhagavat Purana, composed by me, highly auspicious, voluminous, and the second Vedas. Voluminous and the second Vedas. In this you have the chapters on creation, sarga, and secondary creation, upasarga, etc. The 5 characteristics as in other Puranas, and it is subdivided into 12 skandhas. Hearing of this, Bhagavata brings up to the mind that Brahma alone is real and all the universe is unreal, and knowledge, both intuitive and indirect, springs up. For this very reason, the Bhagavata treatise is considered as the ornament of the Puranas. Therefore, O highly intelligent one, you better study the Purana. O child, in days of yore, at the end of a kalpa, Bhagavan Hari was lying as a small child on a floating leaf of a banyan tree, and was thinking thus: who is the intelligent one that has created me, a small child? What is his object? Of what stuff am I made of? And how am I created? Whence can I know all this? At this moment, the Devi Bhagavati, who is all Chaitanya, seeing the high soul Bhagavan Hari, musing thus, spoke out in the form of celestial voice in the following half stanza: all this that is seen is I myself. There is existing nothing other that is eternal. Bhagavan Vishnu then began to think deeply the above celestial voice: who has uttered this word, pregnant of truth, to me? How shall I come to know the speaker? whether that is female, male, or a hermaphrodite. Pondering over this for a long time, when he could not come to a definite conclusion, he began to repeat Mek Japam, frequently that word of Bhagavati, with her whole heart. When Hari, lying on a banyan tree leaf, became very anxious to know what the above words implied. Then the all-auspicious Devi Bhagavati, with a beautiful face, calm and quiet appearance, appeared before Bhagavan Vishnu of unrivaled splendor in the form of Mahalakshmi, who is all of Sattva Guna, surrounded by her vibhutis, her manifestations of attendants. Her smiling companions of the same age, decked with ornaments and wearing divine clothing, and holding each in their 4 divine hands conch shell, disc, club, and lotus. The lotus-eyed Vishnu was very much surprised to see that beautiful Devi standing without anything to rest on that water. He saw that on 4 sides of the Devi were staying Rati, Buddhi, Mati, Kirti, Smriti, Dridhi, Shraddha, Medha, Svadha, Swaha, Kshudha, Nidra, Daya, Gati, Tusti, Pusti, Kshama, Lajja, Hrimba, Tandra, and other personified forces, each possessing a clear, distinct form and endowed with a clear, distinct feeling. In the hands of them, all were divine weapons on their necks, necklaces, and garlands of mandara flowers, and all the limbs of their bodies were decorated with divine ornaments. Seeing in that one mass of ocean the Devi Lakshmi and her Shaktis, Bhagavan Janardhan, the soul of all, became greatly astonished and thought within himself thus, "What is this? Is this Maya that I am witnessing? Whence have appeared these women? And whence have I come here lying on this banyan leaf? How has the banyan tree come to existence in this one mass of ocean? And who is this? And who is it that has placed me here in the form of a child? Is this my mother? Or is this some Maya that can create impossible things? Why has she made herself manifest before me now? Or is there some hidden motive that she has appeared thus? What ought I to do? What ought I to do now? Or shall I go to some other place? Or shall I continue remaining here in this form of the child, silent and with vigilance?" Thus ends the 15th chapter of the first skanda on the dispassion of Sukha and the instructions of Bhagavati to Hari in the Maha Purana, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Jayanti Mangalakali, Bhadrakali Kapali, Durga Kashma Shivadatri Swaha Swadha Namastute. Om Tuya Mata Chapita Tuya, Tuya Bandhu Shachasaka Tuya, Tuya Vidya Dravidam Tuya, Tuya Saram, Om Shanti.